AI has really helped us with some initial research and some, like I said, competitor analysis and some a little bit deeper dives into how we formulate our strategies. It's similar for our clients as well.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So tell us, how have you seen the evolution of the industry and now even with the use of AI in all this equation?
Yeah, I mean, AI is a great tool at this point. It has helped us do faster research, some competitor analysis. It's scouring the web at record speeds, which is so helpful for businesses to have accessibility. I think what AI isn't doing is everything we talked about in our steps. AI is not helping you build brand trust. It's not making sure you're really connected on a personal level to your relationships and your community. AI is really savvy intern at this point that might be able to help with, some admins, some ideas, bouncing some ideas. But the execution, I would say, is still in the hands of experts, and what you're needing for your brands in terms of PR is everything within the steps that we shared earlier, but also AI could help you build a strategy that you might share with your PR team. The PR team is going to execute that on a level that is because they're the experts. And so I think it's a fascinating time in our world and in my industry specifically. Just before this call, we talked as a team about what integration in PR looks like, the community partnerships, helping clients network, build relationships, connecting the dots for their brand to become and to maintain visibility. So while we're doing this as a PR company, because AI has really helped us with some initial research and some, like I said, competitor analysis and some a little bit deeper dives into how we formulate our strategies. It's similar for our clients as well. So it's helping with some of that admin but building the credibility. Yeah.
But getting the word out there have become more difficult than before, right? I remember before your article, the business you are in the newspaper or in a magazine. Wow, you have a lot of leads, you have a lot of things. Now is so much going on out there that you actually have to be very strategic and specific in order to make this effective, right? And
Yeah,
also
for sure.
the article writing, this is something that we are in our company. When we're gonna write an article, we make sure, we use AI to guide us, but it still has to be this original content out there, because
Correct.
the people, if
Yeah,
it's fluff, they don't read it. It has to be high
correct.
quality content. And before the broadcast, I saw you typing. I'm like, wow, Emily, you're a writer. I can tell because you type really fast. So, what do
Yeah.
you think about this original content versus an article? Of course, you're an expert, right? And you can say very quickly if the article have been written for a professional, have been written with AI, right? You can see. But even those platforms out there, of the Facebook and all these Googles and everything, they are looking more and more for original content. And if you have like AI articles written by AI and things like that, those algorithms can identify even the watermarks, and they say, "Oh, he did it using ChatGPT, so it's no original content is being used with this, so I'm gonna give less exposure." So, what is really
Correct.
happening in terms of original content versus shall we do as entrepreneurs a mix of both, or shall we uh, like you described, work with the professional in the things that AI cannot do, which is that core story, that brand, that mission, that principle, who you really are, what's your competitive advantage, where you different in the marketplace, what
Right.
content you should be creating, with publication you should be. And then maybe after you have the clarity in all this, maybe you can use the thing to help you out, or how do you think the
Yeah.
implementation?
I think you can definitely, like, similar to when I'm looking at, hiring somebody for my home, or, I kind of look through AI, I look through Google, I kind of see if there's similarities. And AI can definitely help you get some preliminary questions to ask if you're hiring a PR firm. AI can definitely help you make sure you include this in your strategy. Like I said, it's a very savvy, maybe not very, but a savvy, just out of college assistant. So you still need to guide it, you still need to train it, you still need to monitor it, you still need to feed it the information, but it can help you with the preliminary work, so that way when you go to hire a firm, or you go to represent your brand, if you're going to do it yourself, you have that preliminary work done. And I would say that that's where it's at right now, and I'm sure it's going to keep growing. My kids might say, Mom, that can't believe you were at the beginning, your career was in the beginning of AI, and now look at what's transpired over the course of 20 years. And that's so exciting. I mean, 20 years ago, we didn't even imagine what AI could be,
Oh
other
yeah,
than the
in
Jetsons.
my English is not my first language, so imagine for me to write an article used to take me like 2 weeks. I had to
Yeah.
write it, then I had to find someone that speak English to translate it, then I had to read it, then it's not exactly what I want to say. So back
Mhm.
and forward 2 weeks. Then Emily, but I'm glad that you touched something very important. Like for example, and this is a challenge that we have with entrepreneurs. Okay, if you're gonna go to a restaurant, what you do? You type the name of the restaurant in Google and you type it out there, and you see how many reviews, what people saying about this restaurant. And even before you go and spend, I don't know, not that much, $30, $50, $100 for a meal with a colleague. Now you go to Google, you go to wherever, even you go to ChatGPT. Then as entrepreneur, we have a product. People are, well, they don't have any online presence. They don't have any uh, story out there. And if you reverse engineer, well, if the clients are, the prospect are thinking to buy from you, and especially if it's high ticket, okay, and you charging a lot of money for your product and service, well, client's gonna do exactly the same when they put in a hotel, or they're gonna fly or restaurant. They're gonna look you up. And what they found, I always said, if you confuse them, you lose them. If when they type your name, your service, they find out there something that um is not is not consistent, the message is not clear, then you confuse
Consistency.
them. If you confuse them, you lose them.
Yep.
So we
Consistency.
have I
Yes.
have big challenge communicating this to founders, to business owners, even those ones. You can find people. One of my clients, he's a CEO of a 300 supermarkets.
Oh, wow.
So big. And of course, he has been in business over 30 years. And he's the only CEO that this supermarket chain has. And I'm telling you, big operation. Like they, in mind the product from the supermarket, the supermarket have their own brand, get
Yeah.
shipping those products to 42 different countries. So he sell more than his own label of the product. So it's a big operation. But yet he was telling me, we have a conversation with him, exactly same like your colleague. I said, look, maybe in the 80s, in the 90s, okay, you can hide behind your business as the CEO, as the founder, and it's going to be fine. In today's environment, it's totally different. Today, you need to have that personal brand out there, aligned with your corporate brand, because the clients are getting more savvy. They want to know who you are. They want to know what's the values.
Yep.
They want to know more about the person they're buying from, especially in an operation booking like that. They want to know if you recycle. You know, recycling. You have kids if you don't. So they want to know more about the founder behind the brand. And it was not necessarily that important back on the day. As I remember, back on the day, you have your corporate brand, and you as a person, you have behind the brand, you don't have a personal brand, and it works fantastic. And he's used to that format, and now times have changed. The other time he told me, Harry, I'm speaking in Harvard, Harvard graduate, and now he's speaking in Harvard, so he's doing PR, the publication, sending me the photos and speaking on the stage, things like that. And now
Yeah.
his brand giving a lot of opportunities. He's actually got invited to speak in Harvard because he started to work on that side of it, which is something that he understood that business has evolved, and now more than ever he had to work on that. So as we speak today, how important in business do you think, which is not only the corporate brand, but the alignment with the personal brand, and how all this story goes together in order to especially scale? I think that we want to scale, that we want market share, where somebody else have this size of the market, unless that you create your own market. So now, if you're gonna penetrate the market that is already populated, you want to share of that market, the branding, the story, the personal brand, the all that can lead the way for you to get bigger market share. So how do you think the importance of branding and personal branding today versus when you started? You look very young to me. You said that you're doing this 17 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So tell us, have you seen the importance of PR and personal brand in along the years have become more and more relevant, or do you think they have lost protagonism?
Yeah, I mean, I think personal brands have always been important because we have celebrities, we have people that have been, for ages. Cleopatra, there's names of people and places throughout history that are a personal brand. And the more and more the businesses have developed a brand, like Uber. It's like people might not know Uber's CEO, but people know the word Uber, so there's like brands that kind of stand alone because they've built their credibility as a brand. Then there's brands that have a CEO and a brand name or thought leaders within the brand. My recommendation is always, no matter if you are Uber or whatever brand that has a recognizable standalone name, to build credibility within the brand, because don't rest on the fact that your brand has credibility. Look at Peloton, the evolution of Peloton. They've had brand damage. They've had people, they've had, crisis. They've had all of these different kinds of things happen as a brand. And what keeps them strong, if you ask people that are familiar with that brand, is the instructors. They build their own personal brands within the brand. You go take Cody Rigsby's class or Ali Love's class, or people that you're like, oh, they're part of the Peloton community, but they also have personal brands. I think that's a great example of, because they've built that infrastructure of building personal brands within a brand, it's helped mitigate some problems that they probably would have had if they would have been a standalone brand. Now, that is
Well,
to
that's
say
really
that,
powerful,
yeah,
very clever.
yeah. So I think obviously, in my opinion, there's not a one size fits all, because if you're Cleopatra, you don't really need to have everybody in your court to be known, but I do think this day and age, people want to know who you're working with, your associations. They want to know your relationships. They want to know your credibility, and they want to stand behind brands that have those people building something strong and that they trust. And now everybody is an internet sleuth. Everybody is, giving opinions on every kind of brand because of the nature of networking that we've built online and online relationships. And so it's really important to make sure that, brands have that type of credibility.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs. that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.